Are you looking for proven strategies to play better golf? Maybe you want to drive the ball farther with more power and more accuracy. Maybe you want to improve your short game. Or maybe you want to putt with more confidence and consistency. Well, if you want to learn how to consistently play better golf, then you are definitely in the right place. Hi, my name is Dale, and as a golf pro, I would like to share a simple, proven system with you. It does not matter if you are already a decent golfer or if you are just getting started. I am confident that what you are about to discover can help you become a better golfer. Let me share a little about my story with you. I was introduced to golf at the age of 11. And to tell you the truth, I was never that crazy about the game. In fact, from the ages of 12 to 18, I spent a lot more time caddying than I did golfing. Then from the ages of 18 to 26, I started to play regularly, and I was decent. But overall, I was still a pretty average golfer. And you know what? I was fine with that. Do not get me wrong, I enjoyed the game, but it was more of a way to spend time with family and friends. I was never a golfing fanatic. But with that said, I have a confession to make. Deep down, I was frustrated with the game. Yes, I enjoyed playing, but deep inside, I was frustrated with my inconsistent play. Some days I could drive the ball with power and control, and then the very next time out, I felt like I had absolutely no control at all. It was so bad that on these days my buddies would call me Mr. Mulligan. The word frustration would have been the understatement of the century. See, looking back now, I can see that I desperately wanted to love the game. I wanted to be a great golfer. Yes, some days I did pretty well. I would launch the ball off the tee, and I would rarely miss any easy putts. However, no matter how good I played, and no matter how often I played, I just could not for the life of me play this way consistently. And this drove me nuts. And looking back, I can see this is the real reason I enjoyed golf, but never fell in love with the game the way I love it today. So, what changed? What was the turning point? Well, when I was 27, I had a breakthrough. One Saturday morning in late August, I was invited to play with my dad and his buddy Rick. Let me tell you a little bit about Rick. Rick is quite the character. As a stockbroker who owns his own brokerage, Rick is very successful in his personal life. Rick is the type of guy who always seems to have a group around him in the clubhouse. He is always sharing crazy stories, and people tend to hang on his every word. The guy seems to have it all: success, a beautiful wife, a great family, and of course, a very strong and consistent golf game. However, that Saturday morning, I really did not care a whole lot about his golf game. Yes, I knew he was a great golfer, but I was a lot more impressed with his success off the course. That, and he was just a lot of fun to be around. So that Saturday morning, I was excited to spend time with Rick and my dad. But not from the standpoint of playing golf. It was more about enjoying being out on the course with them and having a good time. Remember, I was an okay golfer, but I had all but given up on improving my game at this point. Little did I know, this day would be a huge turning point for me. Okay, so here's what happened. I started out playing okay. I was shooting par the first couple of holes, actually. But then I started feeling a little bit stiff and awkward. I guess I was a little bit nervous having my dad and Rick right there watching every swing. Well, I ended up shooting bogey, double bogey, bogey on the next 3 holes. Actually, I had been having a bad run lately. And even though I had tried to tell myself I was just there to have a good time, I admit I was getting a little angry. Unfortunately, the next few holes were not much better. I kept hooking the ball right and even missed the fairway a couple of times. I did have 1 par, but by the time we were done with the front 9, I was feeling a little discouraged. The 3 of us stopped for a beer at the Midway bar, and I think my disappointment was showing because Rick looked at me, smirked, and said, "Dale, I have seen you play some great golf, but can I tell you something?" To which I instantly replied, "Sure, definitely. Sometimes you manage to hit the ball well, but I think if you fixed your swing, you would be unstoppable." I immediately thought to myself, fixed my swing? What the heck is wrong with my swing? But I knew I was often too stubborn, so I kept my composure and simply replied, you think so? After all, I was a little taken back that he said I could be unstoppable. I was definitely intrigued to see what he had to say. I looked at my dad, and he was just sitting there half watching college football, and half smirking and taking in the moment. Rick proceeded to grab my shoulders and give me instructions right there outside the bar. I felt a little embarrassed with lots of people around and walking by, but I decided to just go with it. After all, Rick was a lot better than me, and deep inside, even though I was afraid to really admit it to myself, I desperately wanted to be able to really compete with him and my dad. Not only compete, but compete and win. Taking his advice, I pretty much changed my entire posture and stance. It was a little awkward at first, but by the end of the back nine, I actually started getting used to it. I was able to do just as well using my old stance some of the time, but the main difference now was I felt a lot more in control. And this is precisely what helped me to finally start playing well on a consistent basis. No, I did not have some incredible comeback victory that day. Actually, I got smoked, but that day turned out to be a breakthrough for me. It was exactly what I needed to gain full control of my swing and finally start playing well on a consistent basis. Listen, playing great golf takes commitment and discipline like anything else in life. I think we are both smart enough to know that. But at least now, I felt like I was getting progressively better the more I played. And that alone was a huge breakthrough for me, as it seemed like I had been stagnant for years. Prior to that day, I had no clue how to take my game to the next level. And the funny thing is, a couple years later, I ended up beating Rick at one of the summer tournaments. And yes, a few years later, I actually became the club golf pro. And in the years that have since passed, I have come to realize the problem I had is actually a very common one. Golfers plateau, and they have no idea how to take their game to the next level. At this point, I think I'm in a good position to share some strategies that could help you greatly. If deep inside you really do want to become a great golfer, then please pay close attention. I have recently taken the time to put together a guide that I think has the power to help you greatly. And at the risk of being bold, I am calling it the Ultimate Guide to Golf. This is a complete guide to playing your best golf possible. Here are some of the proven tips and strategies that you will discover. How to select the right equipment. A comprehensive strategy to chip with more accuracy. How to avoid sand trap setbacks. How to posture your swing for power driving. And much, much more. And in addition to my guide, I also have a couple of cool bonuses for you. First is the popular guide, Get Paid to Golf. This guide exposes exactly how to make a living playing golf. You can play golf all day and get paid for it. Your next bonus is Top Golf Courses and Resorts Around the World. This guide gives you insider access into visiting and playing at some of the best courses on the planet. Now, with those two bonus guides, added on top of my Ultimate Guide to Golf, I am sure by now you are probably wondering, exactly how much is this going to cost? Well, let me ask you, how valuable would it be to consistently play better golf? You could easily spend hundreds or even thousands on private lessons and instruction. But I believe money should not be a barrier to you discovering these secrets. When you consider everything you will be getting, this could easily be worth $49.95. And no doubt, it would definitely be worth it. But for a limited time, you can get instant access to everything for a much smaller investment. I know you are going to agree that this is an awesome deal. In fact, I guarantee it. Learn how to play better golf, or you don't pay. I'm so confident that you'll love my guide and the bonuses that I guarantee it. Take a 60-day test drive, and if you are not completely satisfied with your purchase, for any reason whatsoever, just let me know and I'll kindly and promptly refund everything you paid. All the risk is on me. You can order today feeling confident this really will help you play better golf. or you don't have to pay. Ordering is easy. By now, you should see an order button below this video. Once you click it, you will immediately be taken to a secure checkout page. Then, once you complete your order, you will have instant access to the main guide and the bonuses. Do not regret missing out on this special limited time offer. Take action today and make the commitment to play your best golf. In closing, I hope you enjoyed this free presentation. I look forward to seeing you on the other side.